Who really wrote the Gospels? Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. The Bible was right. Today we're diving into one of the most intriguing mysteries of biblical history. Who really wrote the four Gospels? Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. These four books are the beating heart of the New Testament, shaping Christianity for over 2 millennia, yet their authorship isn't as straightforward as Sunday school might have taught us. Let's set the stage. We're talking about the 1st century, AD, a chaotic time when the Roman Empire ruled with an iron fist, and Jewish communities were buzzing with anticipation for a prophesied Messiah. The Gospels, our windows into Jesus' life, death, and resurrection, didn't come with author signatures. In fact, the earliest manuscripts we have are anonymous, like unsigned masterpieces from a forgotten artist. So how did we end up with the names Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John? Well, those titles were tacked on later, likely in the 2nd century, as the early church sought to tie these texts to Jesus' inner circle for credibility. Let's start with Mark, widely accepted as the first gospel, probably written around 65-70 AD, just as the Romans were tearing down Jerusalem's temple, a pivotal moment that echoes through its pages. Tradition says Mark was Peter's scribe, jotting down the apostles' memories of Jesus. But here's the twist. Mark's portrayal of Peter is brutal. He's the guy who denies Jesus 3 times and stumbles at every turn. Would Peter's right-hand man paint him as such a flawed character? Scholars say it's more likely Mark was a second-hand storyteller, pulling from oral traditions rather than a direct apostolic dictation. Then there's Matthew, written maybe a decade or two later, around 80-90 AD, with a laser focus on proving Jesus is the long-awaited Jewish Messiah, loaded with Old Testament callbacks to win over Jewish readers. Tradition claims Matthew the tax collector, one of Jesus' 12 apostles, wrote it, but hold on, the gospel leans heavily on Mark's text, which feels odd for an eyewitness tweaking someone else's account. Luke comes next, also from the 80s or 90s AD, with a polished style and a big heart for the outcasts. Think widows, sinners, and Gentiles, crafted to show Jesus as a universal savior. Luke's linked to Paul, not one of the 12, and he admits up front he's compiling stories from others, not witnessing them himself, which makes his authorship a bit of a relay race. Now, John's Gospel is the wild card, likely penned around 90 to 100 AD or even later, drenched in mystical vibes with Jesus as the divine Logos, a cosmic figure far beyond the Synoptic Trio's earthy portrayal. Church tradition pegs John the Apostle as the author, but its polished theology and late dates suggest it might come from a community of his followers, channeling his teachings into something grander. Here's the kicker. None of these Gospels were written by Jesus' immediate crew. They're products of 2nd or 3rd generation Christians, weaving together oral tales, written snippets, and their faith-fueled spin. So, why do these authorship questions matter? Because they peel back the curtain on how early Christians shaped Jesus' story, not as raw eyewitness reports, but as crafted narratives for specific audiences. The names Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John stuck because they gave the texts apostolic weight, helping them stand out in a sea of competing Christian writings as the church nailed down its canon. Does this shake their value? Not at all. These books still pack a punch, offering timeless insights into Jesus' life and message, whether they're from disciples or devoted followers. Scholars keep debating, digging into manuscripts and historical clues, but the mystery of who really wrote the Gospels fuels our curiosity about how faith took root in a messy, marvelous world. So what do you think? Were these anonymous authors divinely inspired or just brilliant storytellers? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your take on this biblical whodunit.
Thank you for joining us on this journey into the fascinating world of the Gospels. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel, The Bible Was Right, for more explorations of biblical mysteries and historical insights. Don't forget, to give us a like and leave a comment sharing your thoughts on who wrote the Gospels. We appreciate your support and look forward to engaging with you in the comments section.